everyone, my name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I want to show you how to make lemon blueberry scones using some awesome Pampered Chef products. So if you are new to my channel, I hope you'll click the subscribe button while you're here, and also go to theflipflopchef.com, click the button to join my recipe community. You'll be able to find thousands of recipes and a weekly giveaway as well. So we're going to make blueberry lemon scones today, and I've got all the ingredients prepped out. These are amazing. I haven't made them in a really long time, so I'm excited to make these and eat them myself. So let's go ahead and get started. I have in my plastic mixing bowl here from Pampered Chef, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add in some baking powder. So I'm just going to use one of our measuring spoons to measure out a tablespoon of baking powder, and I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of sugar. So we're going to toss that in. I'm going to take a lemon, which I have already rinsed this off. We're going to zest the lemon using the microplane zester. I love this because this is an adjustable zester, so if you wanted to, you could prop it up like on a kickstand, and you could zest this on a cutting board if you like, or you can do what I'm doing here and just zest directly over the bowl. Now we're going to zest the entire lemon. This is going to add so much flavor. Make sure you're only zesting the color, so when you get to the white, you want to move on and only zest the yellow. And you can use this zester for any citrus fruit. You can also use this for ginger, garlic, turmeric, nutmeg, Parmesan cheese, chocolate chips, and I'm sure we could go on and on. I do have another video on my channel showing you this in depth, so I'd love for you to check that out as well. All right, almost done here. Get this all in, and we're gonna add a little bit of salt. I will post this recipe and pictures of the finished product in my recipe community, so be sure that you join that. Like I said, go to theflipflopchef.com, click the button at the top to join the group. Make sure when you're done zesting that you tap off any zest, and I'm gonna use my scraper here to get as much off as I can, because the more lemon flavoring you can add to this, the better. So let's go ahead and add our salt, and then I'm gonna just mix this together. And I'm using the hard end of my scoop and spread here. So right now I have the flour, the baking powder, the sugar, salt, and lemon zest. I'm gonna get a little bit messy and use my fingers to cut the butter in. You wanna make sure that you're using really cold butter, so I just took this out of the refrigerator. I've got 5 tablespoons of butter that I cut into some small chunks. So we're gonna just toss this in. This is our 1 cup prep bowl that I have here. And I'm just going to use my fingers to sort of cut this butter into the flour. So I want to kind of create a real crummy mixture. So kind of mix this in with your hands and just make sure that you get out all the lumps. Shouldn't take you too long to do this. You just kind of want to, I'm just pressing and sort of squeezing. So squeeze that butter into the flour. And then we're almost ready to make these. I was gonna add some pea protein into the dry powder mix, but I'm gonna skip that, I guess. I probably could still put it in, so we'll see. But it's better to add that in before we cut in the butter. I just forgot. So we're gonna mix this together. We're gonna add in some heavy cream and some blueberries. I've got most of these chunks of butter smushed into the flour. I'm just gonna do this a little bit longer, get this nice and smooth. This recipe is from an old fundraiser cookbook from Pampered Chef. So some of you guys might remember we partnered with some famous celebrities, and this is in that cookbook. So, Cookbook for a Cause is what it was called. All right. I think I am going to add some of that pea protein. I've got this kind of mixed really good, so I think we can still get that nice and incorporated. Let me wash my hands so I can not be so messy. And then we'll finish this up and get them ready to go in the oven. I do have the oven preheated to 425 degrees. And these are going to bake for 10 to 12 minutes, so they don't take a long time to prepare and they don't take a long time to bake. So I'm gonna add in a couple tablespoons of our pea protein. I like to do this because we always need a little bit more protein. This is one of Pampered Chef's Enrichables. I've got other videos on my channel featuring those. Let me just stir this in. And then we're gonna add our blueberries and our heavy cream. And I'll show you how to cut these out into triangles. And we're gonna put them on our baking mat, or excuse me, our sheet pan. Bake these up. You guys are gonna love this. So I've got 1 cup of blueberries. I measured, rinsed, and drained these in Pampered Chef's Easy Read measuring calendar. I love this because you can measure out the blueberries, rinse them, and drain them. And if you guys see anything in my videos that you like and you'd like to add them to your kitchen, I hope you'll choose to shop with me. I'm a consultant with the Pampered Chef and do earn commission on the products that I sell. You can click the shop button while you're here, and of course reach out to me if you need any help. All right, so I'm gonna toss those blueberries a little bit with this flour mixture. I'm gonna add in 1 cup of heavy cream, and then just gently mix this. And you guys, I have some homemade orange curd to serve with these. It's gonna be delicious. You could use lemon curd, you could serve them with jelly or butter, or you could eat them just as they are. They're amazing. As you can see, this is kind of getting to be like a thick mixture. I just wanna make sure I get all the powder, all the flour mixed together here. And then we're gonna scoop this out on a floured pastry mat. All right, the rest of that I'm gonna just mix with my hands here in just a second to get it all incorporated. I'm gonna take my powdered sugar shaker, which has flour in it. You could put flour, powdered sugar, cinnamon sugar. You get really creative with all the things. Cocoa powder. We're gonna flour this up. And I'm gonna use my hands because I do still have a little bit of powder in the bottom. And just wanna mix this into like a big ball, or pat this into a ball. So these extra pieces here, just press those in. I don't want to squish all these berries, so I'm trying to be a little bit gentle. All right, let's go with that. I'm gonna press this, powder my hands here, flour my hands. You wanna kind of press this into about an 8-inch circle. And the really cool thing about this baking mat is we have the measurements on here, so you know exactly where to end your circle. So I want an 8-inch circle. Get all of this stuck together. And then I'm gonna wash my hands again. It's a messy recipe today. Gotta get your hands dirty sometimes. All this butter off. Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to brush this with some more heavy cream. And we're gonna put some finishing sugar. So I just have sanding sugar. It looks more like crystals, so it'll give this a nice, pretty look once this is baked up. So we're gonna brush these. Let me get the sides. And I'm gonna bake these on my large sheet pan. I may have said half sheet pan earlier, but you could really use any one that you like. All right, this doesn't have a filter on top, so I'm just gonna sprinkle this in my hands. Get lots of finishing sugar. You probably cannot see this very well. Sprinkle that around. Don't be shy. All right, rinse my hands again, and let's cut these and get them on our baking mat. Now, the baking mat that I'm gonna use, excuse me, I keep saying, calling them to something different. I'm gonna use the large sheet pan, and I'm gonna spritz this with some oil. But I'm gonna take my nylon knife here, and I'm gonna cut this in half, and then each half into quarters. want this to stick too much. I don't want to tear them up. So just be gentle when you're cutting these. There we go, one more. And then let's get our, let's get our sheet pan ready to go. I'm gonna pump some pressure in my kitchen spritzer. I don't want these to stick to the pan. I love the kitchen spritzer because I can put regular oil in there and I don't have to worry about any preservatives. And when you're done using the kitchen spritzer, just burp it. Just remember, burp it like a baby, right? And then let all the air pressure out, put the cap on it, and put this back in your cabinet. Store it anywhere other than over your stove top. All right, I'm gonna use my mini serving spatula here to help me transfer these over to my sheet pan. Yum, yum, yum. Are you guys like me and sometimes you have a really great recipe and you just don't think about it and you don't make it for a long time and then one day you just remember it? That's kind of what happened, which prompted me to make these. I love this recipe and I just haven't made it in such a long time, and it's such an easy recipe. I should make it way more often. All right, so let me show you what we've got, and then these are gonna bake at 425 for 10 to 12 minutes. Just move my mess. And then I can rinse this off. This is actually a dishwasher safe pastry mat. I usually just wash it by hand. So, all right, so we have our lemon blueberry scones. I'll bake these at 425 in the oven. Let them cool for maybe 10 minutes, and then you can eat them however way you like. They are good all on their own. You could add butter. I love butter on everything. And you could also use lemon curd or orange curd, which is what I have here today. And if you are interested in learning how to make the orange curd, I have a video on my channel making that in the deluxe cooking blender. And that's one of my most used products. I actually used it earlier today to make homemade pizza sauce, and there's a video for that also on my channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't wait for you to make these lemon blueberry scones. Let me know what you think. Be sure to leave questions and comments for me, and I will see you guys at theflipflopchef.com. Take care.